At long last, fellow cabbage jockeys, Nintendo have actually finally grew a brain and showing kindness for once to us gamers on YouTube for actually shutting down their stupid and idiotic Nintendo Creators Program. You know, that lobotomized idea of what it actually means to be a Nintendo joystick rider. To actually feel the cream pie motion so hard it will shoot out your nose like a flippin' funny phone to a whole new level. I, for one, am actually happy to say that I've never considered or even agreed to actually be part of this stupid idiotic program. Okay then, so let's have a read then, shall we? Just to show you how awesome this news is, actually. From their actual website.
We are ending the Nintendo Creators Program. Yippee! To make it easier for content creators to make and monetize videos that contain Nintendo game content. We will no longer ask creators to submit, this ain't like WWE anymore, their videos to the NCP, and creators can continue showing their passion for Nintendo by following Nintendo's guidelines, located at certain website here. The NCP will come at a close at the end of December 2018. Yay! Please note that we are no longer accepting videos and channels and will not review any that have been submitted, but not yet registered. The NCP website will be taken down on March 20th, 2019. We appreciate and encourage the continued support of content creators and thank them for their dedication to helping us create smiles.
Smiles, eh, Nintendo? No, the only thing you were smiling about, Nintendo, was actually focusing on earning more of those banknotes from the consumers and or gamers on YouTube, all around the globe as well, who signed their dignity away by joining your elephant feces jockstrap smelling program. This honestly is the best news, really pumped for it, that I've actually heard from Nintendo or something involved in Nintendo for a very, very long time. Why, you may ask? Well, because simply, to put it simply, in layman's terms, it is a good and positive thing for us gamers, specifically on YouTube. It's good that Nintendo removed it and nobody should be defending it because all it represented was pretty much a toxic cocktail sprinkled on top with a little bit of kangaroo feces. There was absolutely nothing good about the Nintendo program, especially since the Nintendo Boy Scouts actually wanted to be a part of. Recognised their flaws straight away and actually probably regretted it, and they had nothing but negativity to say about it. And said Nintendo Scouts, who just absolutely love Nintendo video games, are in fact YouTubers also, including myself, who did nothing but just showcase their love and enjoyment for actually playing these failed Nintendo program games as well. And Nintendo thought this was going to be a good idea. Shame on you, Nintendo. Hello, Shame-tendo. How you doing, Shame-tendo? You alright, Shame-tendo? Fail-tendo it is. I remember getting a copyright claim 2 years ago on a video I uploaded, and the gameplay was actually Mario Kart Wii U Online. Now, this wasn't just one of your typical gameplays where it was just me recording and not saying nothing. No, this was full commentary from me speaking throughout from start to finish. I was actually having a blast on it. Yeah, enjoyment seemed to go well. Edited the video during my editing process, uploaded it, then BAM! Copyright claimed straight away. And let me tell you something, my blood boiled very heavily like a 13-year-old volcano with acne. Nintendo, honey bunny, Nintendo, come on. You do realise, right, that with the support of YouTube gaming minions like myself and those across the globe, wherever they may be, right, whether we advertise these games for you, it's for free. We're not actually costing you any money here. If anything, it's going to draw in a lot of crowd to those said specific games that are actually on the screen at that moment in time on YouTube. Whether old or new, just remember, us consumers have paid for these games. Whether they are being reviewed, let's played, or by any other means, at the end of the day, Nintendo, it's free advertisement for you. And then you thought it would be a good idea to bring in this stupid, idiotic program. Well done. Part of me feels that you actually shot yourself in the foot cleanly with this idea. As a matter of fact, forget the shooting yourself in the foot. You probably lightsabered you right off. Yeah, that's right. Pop that flipper right off. I'm actually under the impression that you think that us gamers are just mindless robots who may have just simply gone along with it just for one single reason. You're Nintendo. Well, I'm actually really happy to say that it didn't exactly work out, did it? You know it, I know it, and happy gamers across the globe throbbing at the mouth with happiness flipping know it. One of the worst things that I noticed about this program is that you actually cherry-picked various Nintendo video games on various Nintendo consoles to be part of your so-called, what was it, whitelist? Racist. Those specific games that are actually on that list are the ones that you can only use when you actually sign up to the YouTube Creators Program. Yeah, personally approved Nintendo games that are allowed to be monetized. Top notch, lovely. Honestly, it's like it only took you just a few years to actually get out of some sort of coma that you're in to actually realise that, yeah, YouTubers do enjoy our video games, but we're going to puke all over their flipping dinner by doing this. For the purpose of selectively selecting certain video games throughout different Nintendo consoles to actually say, yeah, these can be monetized and approved by us. Anyone who signs up to this Nintendo Creators Program can use this in their videos, nothing else. Well, it's like as if your freedom to actually enjoy video games from Nintendo, albeit you're part of a Nintendo Creators Program, they would have selected pretty much over 95% on their games on every single system they've made. Nope, clearly not. Also, Nintendo. We live in the year 2019. 6 and 5-year-olds use bad language so horribly that make you think that's actually a man in a child's body. While I greatly respect that side of it where you come across when you say, we need to keep this sort of content on our games family friendly with how they're being represented and all that jazz, specifically when someone's actually live streaming, we don't want any bad vibes coming across on our video games. I can see where you're coming from on that basis. But freedom of speech comes in all forms and shapes and sizes, I'm afraid, and will continue to do so. That is until human beings themselves nuke themselves from this very existence of a lovely planet that we actually live on, simply because somebody sneezed in a forest near a tree that you're not allowed to speak in. Yeah, because humans are getting quite stupid now with the way they run the country and how they act in general, to be honest with you. But however, Nintendo, I have been feeling very bitter towards you for doing this for a long time, and I have my reasons to do so. I don't feel guilty for the amount of bitterness I have been displaying and showing towards you on and off camera, because at a time, you were my most favourite gaming companies. When I was a lad, when I was a little youngling, right, about around the ages of 3, maybe 4 as well, when I first started playing your video games, flipping loved them. For Nintendo's gameplay history, for me, I started on the legendary gem 16-bit masterpiece of a console, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Then the majesty of the Nintendo 64 came to be in my possession. Then after that, the Wii. Then the GameCube, for me in my collection. Then the Wii U. And not to mention all the wonderful little Game Boy handhelds in between. They were flipping amazing, like the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy itself. They were flipping awesome. I loved those games. So, with this decision of you ending it, which is good, the Creators Program that is, you are currently no longer in my bad books. Honestly, it's like as if you were in a virtual delusional coma where you woke up after 1 million years of being asleep, and only after waking up you were thinking, are we still the greatest thing since sexual attraction and bread and butter with a bit of beans and sausages and bacon and eggs maybe. Yeah, not wrong with that, is there? There were many things wrong with that program, and that whitelist of games that you actually chose was one of them. Gamers on YouTube had to specifically remove videos that contained video game footage that were not on that fail list. Not to mention as well, also not forgetting rather, the percentage of the revenue when you actually monetize the videos. You had your share, Nintendo had their share, and YouTube has theirs. After YouTube took their share and Nintendo taking 40% of theirs, which I believe were the figures at the time, I believe that you were entitled to 60% of that. But 60% and 40 pretty much makes 100. So how much was YouTube taking? Exactly. See, split 3 ways. Okay, okay. Take a deep breath and calm down. Feels good when Nintendo are wrong. It feels good. Feels good. Nintendo, I actually feel very positive and beaming with good vibes that you actually took your head out of the bloody sand and realised that your actions were affecting gamers across the globe in a negative way, especially those who want to stream or have a YouTube career because of video games themselves. It feels great that you actually took this and thought, you know what, throw it in the bin. Get rid of it. It's not doing any good to anyone whatsoever. It's a step in the right direction, I can say that at least. But you're still going to be under scrutinised probation from me. You know, it may take time for me to actually feel like, maybe you are a respectable company after all. Because doing this, I felt like you were taking a massive mickey with a lot of gaming YouTubers, to be honest. You know, I'm actually rather happy and rather surprised to say that I'm thinking of getting a Nintendo Switch now. In fact, sooner rather than later. There was this little stigma attached, and that thing's my principles. When it comes to certain companies behaving in a certain way, that has affected me as well, and many gamers across the bloody internet. I refused to pay for a Switch because of the way you were being. You were thinking too much of money and not in line of respect. Okay, I think that this Nintendo program that you created was pretty much executed the wrong way. Executed, like the head coming off. Yes, guillotine. The guillotine treatment. Yeah, that's right. That's good. So with my principles around not purchasing a Switch, I actually feel really great, and no one can tell me otherwise. Because Nintendo were being silly, they warranted a negative response from many gamers across the globe and YouTubers, and they felt the pressure and, you know, the consequences of their actions. I hope they felt it like a massive building dropping down on an ant type of pressure. And because of that, well, they got rid of it. Whatever the reason was, Nintendo actually got rid of the program, on a serious note. I'm happy they did it. Whether it was for us, which I'm pretty sure it was, or just because they thought, no, this ain't a good idea. Get rid of it. And at the end of the day, it's gone. Good vibes. Thank you, Nintendo. Mwah. Thank you. If this is your step, Nintendo, on the first step to actually reclaiming that glory of becoming a respectable company that many of us loved you for many, many years, then keep going. Keep at this pace. Don't just focus on the money, although that is what you need to keep your company going. Yes, we don't have to comment that in the comment section. I don't know how that works with business and everything. But earn respect from the gamers and many other corporations, and you will be on top, no problem. Right? Obviously, you got money. Yeah. Gain money. Work for money. Yeah. But when you gain that respect, that good image for what you're actually creating out there is for us as well as just for yourselves, you'll be flying top, no problem. You'll be on top of that mountain. Kilimanjaro, Fuji, one in England, I don't know, probably my bed. Who knows? But for those of you that remember this program, okay, what are your thoughts on it? I'm pretty sure many of you may have heard about the Nintendo Creators Program. Possibly many of you were flagged. I wouldn't say flagged, but I'll say copyrighted for Nintendo games, that footage, reviews, let's plays, whatever you did, maybe even a picture from Nintendo to say, well, I want to earn some of that, take that down or you're going to get in trouble type of thing, right? How do you feel about Nintendo's decision to actually remove the Nintendo Creators Program? I, for one, am buzzing with joy right now. I'm really happy with it. Also, Nintendo, you were just a few minutes off from me actually finishing my rant. And I could have roasted you to high heck. But that's the thing. Because that's how much I actually disagreed with the Nintendo program. That's how much I was hating it. I even did it on a blooming live stream when I was talking to my good mate, Dave Priest. Awesome YouTuber, by the way. Awesome. Check out his videos. I'll leave a link to the description of his account. And he is on my main home page, by the way, as well. I remember ranting on about why I hated the fact of how you were being Nintendo. What this sort of move really focused on, because it wasn't really for the good of us YouTubers. If anything, we were restricted. And a lot of us, with a lot of free will and things like that, we human beings hate restrictions. Obviously, it's meant to be put in place for a reason for certain things, yes, but this is gaming, for goodness sake. Us gamers who actually go out and buy your consoles, buy your video games, and yet you say to us, right, okay, let's earn a bit more, right? Delete all of the other videos from other game players, whatever, yada, 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 and stick to our policy and our rules. So, that rant has been thrown away to the side now. If Nintendo, if you ever do anything stupid like this again, I'll be first on the knockings. Thank you very much for watching Gaming Minions. And may retro gaming live on, conquer, and, well, kick ass, to be honest. And it will and always does. Take care.